get after it. Alright guys, we're back after it. It's about 2:45, October 23rd. We're back down here on my private ground. Yeah. Since it's the evening and we've got a great wind for it, we're sitting down here in the bottom, down here in the creek bottom. The creek's right behind me. As you can see, tied in, got the hunter safety system. Let's give it a go. Stay tuned. So we're down here tonight. We're down here tonight chasing a buck I call Hightower. I had an encounter with him a couple years ago. I had him right here out of the stand at about 35 yards. But he came down like 10 minutes after I punched my second buck tag. Here in Illinois, you can only get two antlered. You can only shoot two antlered deer a season, regardless of what you're using, whether it's bow, shotgun, muzzleloader, handgun, whatever. You get two bucks. Well, that particular year, I'd shot a little basket rack on public ground. It's big-bodied, freezer filler. And then I shot my big 8-point out of the stand. So, I had to look at Hightower then, and then last year, I never saw him out of the stand. But this tree that I'm on, this tree right behind me, I had a trail camera on it. And I had a couple pictures of him walking, right next to the tree. And, just right down over here, I had another camera. I had another travel camera set up, and I had video footage of him pushing around on a doe for about an hour, I think. So he's pretty much my main goal for the year. That's Hightower. That's who we're after. Stay tuned. Well, a little time check. It's about 4:30. I should have actually looked. It's 4:30 on the nose. I haven't seen anything. It's been pretty slow. But my experience with this property, it's up to par. Some of you are asking, well, if you're not seeing anything, then why are you hunting there? Well, because because this property is a big travel corridor. There is a group of does that I have on camera year round, daytime, nighttime, morning, evening. So I know that there's a group of does that stay, here close. I don't know exactly where they bed the majority of the time. Uh, this taller stuff that's out here in front of me. Ooh. All this down here throughout the summer gets about head high, over head high. I mean, I stand 5'8" my sock feet, and it's still over top my head most of the time. But come fall, all the stuff starts to die off and it all lays down, and then you'll start seeing a few beds pop up. There's actually one right behind me, here behind my left elbow. Which, conveniently enough, I've got a camera set up on the tree facing that way, because I've had them bed down there before. But anyway, let's get back out of that rabbit hole. That's just the way that this property works. You may sit here 15 times and not see anything. Sit for 4 or 5 hours at a time and never see anything. And that 16th time that you come out, you'll have 100 deer under you in an hour. It's just the way that it works. I mean, they're either here or they're not. And it can change in a matter of minutes. I missed it last year. I didn't get to take my vacation when I wanted to. Because yes, I saved my vacation time to run. But the year before, when I shot my 8-point down here, I was sitting in the stand. I had a doe and 3 fawns come in. It was first deer I'd seen in on this side of the property, or on this property. Shoot, those might have been the first deer that I'd seen. And they were down here for 5 or 6 minutes. And then all of a sudden, there's deer just running everywhere. I mean, I had a real nice buck come across the creek from over here. And I mean, he walked to me on a string. It ended up walking under my stand and walking around down over here and then coming back in front of me. I had my buck that I shot push a couple of does across the hill up where my other stand is. And I grunted at him, got him to turn around and come down the hill. In the meantime, there were several other does that were running around. There was 2 or 3 other smaller bucks that would come down. There was another shooter that came by just a minute or two after I shot my buck. I mean, yes, a minute or two. There's still deer down here that never spooked out. And then a couple minutes after that is my first encounter with Hightower. This is the first time that I saw him. I was actually sitting here on the phone with my fiance, with Jamie. All excited because I just shot, the biggest buck that I have shot. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I should have waited. He's huge. I'd show you that picture, but cell phones have come a long way in the last few years. And it looks like it was taken on a potato. It's really, I took the picture so I know what's going on in it, but it's really hard to actually be able to point out what everything is. Because, I'll just show you real quick. just under this limb. So he's standing like right there. Got a deer behind me. They're across the creek and downwind. Looks like a doe and a fawn. Waiting on them to put their heads down. That was kind of cool. I don't remember where I left off, so I'm gonna save you guys some story time. I'm not 100% sure exactly where those deer went. That part of the creek is pretty covered. But I'll tell you what, that was, that's about the best advertisement for staying visible that I can give. The fawns are one thing, but a big old nanny doe being straight downwind is another. And I don't know if I caught her doing it on camera. She definitely stuck her nose up in here a couple times. And never got spooky, never got nervous. She just walked right on like nothing was wrong. Those deer were on the wrong side of the creek. I'm not down here looking for does, I'm down here looking for Hightower. So they would have walked anyway. We got another hour and a half of light. So let's see where we can get. Alright guys, as you can see we made it back to the house and background and my lack of camouflage. I think the last place where we left off was right after that doe and the two fawns was down there running around. They didn't end up coming back out, as far as I know. It was the same ones anyway. And they ended up running around down there for
close to an hour. And the amazing thing is they were in my wind pretty much the whole time, and they for sure crossed it 4 or 5 times. Ooh. Too many hot wings. So, as a completely unbiased review, the Stay Invisible products seem to be working, which I've said for a long time that you're not going to beat a whitetail's nose, but you show me one that will, and by golly, that's the one I'm going to buy. And so far, this one seems to be doing the job. So, there's that. And so, if you guys haven't checked out Stay Invisible products yet, go check them out. But that's going to wrap up part 1 of the quest for Hightower. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell notification down here, not my armpit, that's weird. I know, I talked to Patrick tonight, and he's got a video in the works, and I think Lance still has something that he's got working on. So, subscribe, ring the bell notification if you guys are enjoying these videos. Until then, I got a goal. I'm going to get after it and keep after it. You should too.